Look at this stadium concept. It's not a joke. According to The Sun, Saudi Arabia plans to build a soccer stadium that will be over 1,000 feet, about 95 stories in the air. The nation not only released a render of this floating air bowl, but they also have shown design concepts for a dozen other stadiums they plan on building for their 2034 World Cup hosting duties. Yeah, the check's definitely cleared. Let's take a look at all of these wild stadiums, shall we? And that's coming up right after this. This video is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Stop. Listen to this. On DraftKings, new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins, plus 3 months of NBA League Pass on us. Yes, turn $5 into $300 if your bet wins. Paid in bonus bets plus 3 months of NBA League Pass on us. Don't wait. Use promo code DK5points and this sweet offer is yours. I'm so happy ball is back and DraftKings is giving you the opportunity to get closer to the game you love. Again, new customers bet $5 and can get $300 in bonus bet if your bet wins, plus 3 months of NBA League Pass on us by signing up from the link below and using code DK5points. The crown is yours. Let's start with NEOM Stadium, the one from the thumbnail. This is supposed to be a NEOM, an entire megacity / mega project being built in Saudi Arabia. It will have different regions, including an entire city in a straight line that will have no cars, no streets, and no carbon emissions. I wonder what else won't be allowed. Also, it's set up so everyone can efficiently access your mom with minimal wait times. Sources vary on what's actually happening with the project, and that's not what this video is about, but construction began in 2022, so they have 12 years to get this done and truck enough people out to the desert to make it work. Back to this skyscraper stadium. Yes, this is an AI rendering of the project, but I cannot honestly take this seriously right now. The sheer opulence of building a stadium 100 stories in the air just points to the absolute disregard of finances and engineering limits in the region in order to simply lay it on the table as to which country has the weirdest buildings. Social commentary aside, I can't imagine the amount of steel, glass, and concrete needed for this project, which is conceptual only. At this point, nearly everyone's first thought has been exiting the structure via elevator, as just leaving a parking lot after an NFL or MLB game is about as fun as getting kicked in the balls, and that's at ground level. Yes, I'm sure waiting for an elevator sucks, but have they thought about a fire, the sheer weight of the crowd on the structure, or my biggest actual concern, water? I get that there are skyscrapers that can have up to 65,000 concurrent residents like the Abraj Al Bait Towers, but they are saying this stadium is going to have a capacity of 46,000. Football stadiums use up to 1 million gallons of water for one game. 1 million gallons of water being pumped up 100 stories and then being flushed down 100 stories. You're going to need a sizable pump house to circulate all of that on game day. That alone could be its own massive building. Next is wind. Wind on game day on level ground is one thing, but wind 1,000 feet up. Have you ever been to the top of a tall skyscraper and you can literally feel when the building sways? If there is even an inch of sway, say during a penalty kick, well, that's just, I don't know about that. According to Google, the desert around NEOM is generally windy, not exempt from things like moving air. I'm just thinking of the massive ballast or shock absorber that would have to be placed in the center of this building to not only reduce sway, but keep the whole structure from collapsing from wind. Wind is no joke. It would probably have to be so massive that it restricts where elevator shafts can go, limiting up and down travel, something your mom never has trouble with. And lastly, in order to have upper decks and additional seating, cantilevers are out of the question. Ground stadiums don't have poles in the stands because they can spread out and displace the counterbalance needed for roofs and upper decks laterally. This stadium can't do that. It's on top of a freaking building, man. Even in the rendering, I can see poles supporting the roof, so you would pay thousands of dollars, wait in the queue for hours to get to your seat, then sit behind a pole. F that. Before we shit on this stadium completely and dismiss it as a literal pie in the sky wet dream, it does admittedly look pretty cool, but not based on any reality other than virtual. What's crazy is this is not the original concept that was released to the public. In 2024, the official NEOM account posted these renderings with a stadium that appears to be on the edge of a cliff in a metaphor that makes more sense than paying Shohei Ohtani whatever he wants. I really don't understand these honeycomb seating areas. That would mean each section is isolated from the rest of the stadium, making movement from section to section and overall experience just unrealistic and dumb. Then you have this digital roof. This thing looks like a Sora video that just got completely stuck in a feedback loop and couldn't stop. These were official renderings. Someone take AI away from NEOM. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I don't want to go to a football match and be reminded of my insignificance by a geodesic, seemingly omnipotent video board. I just want to see soccer or wrestling or whatever. Let's look at some other stadiums. Maraba Stadium in Riyadh will look like this. Yo, we out here in the desert with plenty of desert all around, and you want to recreate the desert on top of the desert? Yo, dog, my mind is blown. Not like blown by your mom with her dentures out, but blown like JFK in Dallas. King Abdullah Economic City Stadium, which is the actual name of the city, not a corporate sponsor, is probably the most realistic looking render on the list. It's supposed to be a drum designed to resemble the beating the US will take in the round of 16, if we get there. Prince Faisal bin Fahd Sports City Stadium looks like an actual one they will build, and it says it will be built from locally sourced materials. So, dirt? It's also refreshing to know that the building won't be built out of literal North Koreans, as their bodies aren't locally sourced. But hey, who's inspecting these anyways? What's a couple of femur bones in the aggregate? Probably a pretty good building material. Lots of calcium, you know, bone material. The Qiddiya Coast Stadium looks cool, as a rainbow exterior seems to be made out of individual blades. And I thought rainbows were illegal here, or is that Qatar? Another concept for a stadium in NEOM looks like a volcano or my butthole after Taco Bell. Yes, it lights up like that. My butthole and the stadium. Prince Mohammed bin Salman Stadium looks like something out of Blade Runner. Another one hanging on the edge of a cliff. Steve from Minecraft designed this. Again, the level of over-the-top opulence even being conceptualized here is breaking me. Now here's a couple normal looking stadiums but are on the list, and the Aramco Stadium looks like a fancy swirly butthole. And finally we have King Roshan Stadium, or Roshan, which is said to have crystal-like shards poking out of the earth, enclosing the stadium and looking like a post-earthquake disaster, but like way cooler. I mean, cool if they do this, but there seems to be zero logic applied with these stadiums. In all honesty, these are probably just concepts designed to bring about a buzz to the event, which won't be happening until 2034, 9 years from now. They will probably do the smart thing and build normal stadiums. And just getting the amount of raw materials together to make these places could take several years. But until then, it's nice to dream, I guess. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And hey, Saudi Arabia, if you want to pay me like a lot of money to say nice things about your stadiums, I will take it. I don't have any principles. You can send it to me in small bills or just wire the money. I don't really care. And then other people be like, oh, don't take Saudi money, man. I got 2 kids in college, man. Send me that oil money all day. Direct deposit, baby. Let me count that cheddar.